Islam, Islam, Islam. Welcome, beloved brothers and sisters, to the Moorish Sense Channel. I'm your host, Brother Brendan Jordan-EL, Sheik Brendan Jordan-EL of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Temple number 13, located in Baltimore, Maryland. That's 1055 North Milton Avenue. I would like to welcome you all to the Moorish Sense Channel if this is your first time tuning in. Tonight we are on part 3 of our 3-part segment with Sheik Clarence Prather-EL. And before we get started on our 3-part segment, as always, we're going to begin our program with the Moorish American prayer. Islam. Sheik Prather-EL, would you mind leading us off in the Moorish American prayer?
Islam, family, friends, and loved ones, may Allah bless us all. Islam,
Islam.
Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of love,
the Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah
Allah
is my protector,
is my protector,
my guide,
my guide,
and my salvation,
and my salvation,
by night
by night
and by day,
and by day,
through his holy prophet,
through his holy prophet,
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. Islam, brothers and sisters, again, welcome to the Moorish Sense Channel. I first would like to raise my thoughts. I rise and give praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I give honors to our beloved prophet, the last prophet in these days and times, just Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to the prophet's forerunner, Brother Marcus Mosiah Aurelius Garvey, and I also give honors to all past and present leaders of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I give a special honor, and I'm going to just extend a special honor to the reincarnated prophet. I'm also going to extend honors to the Supreme Grand Resurrection Grand Sheik Timothy G. Ningalil, hyphenated Noble Drew Ali in this era of time. I also want to give honors to our national officials, our national Grand Sheikas, Grand Sheikas T. Jones Bay, her national staff, as well as her staff here in Baltimore, Maryland, both at 1055 North Milton Avenue, Temple number 13, as well as Temple number 13, too, which is 2900 Pressman Street. That's East Baltimore and West Baltimore. I also want to give honors to my wife, and I want to give honors to my children. I want to give honors to each and every one of you, and I give honors to you all who are tuning in. I give honors to all Moorish Americans who are keeping the doors of the Moorish Science Temple of America open, and teaching our people the truth about themselves, that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, Ethiopians, etc. Honors to you. So, again, this is the Moorish Sense Channel, and we'd just like to welcome you once again. So the segment that we've been focusing on for the last 2 weeks has been on the 13th Revelation. And we've had the opportunity and the wonderful blessing of having Sheik Clarence Prather-EL with us to go over his literary work, 13th Revelation, which was published in 2018. It was actually, Sheik Prather-EL could speak more to it, but from what I gathered last time we did our last segment, it came together into fruition by 2017, and it was published in 2018. And as a result of that, it became available to the public in 2018. I received a copy in 2018, and it is still on my library to this day. And I've read it thoroughly, made my annotations, my highlights, etc. And with that being said, Sheik Prather-EL, I'm going to turn it over to you so we can get into the 13th Revelation. And I'm going to just, add my points in there, just a few points. But this is on you, Sheik Prather-EL.
Praise Allah, more. I can bear it, more. I can bear it.
Islam.
We're bearing it, brother. Praise Allah, honor to the prophet, still honor to each soul, each person, each name, each character, each title that you gave honor to, Mo. Praise Allah for their honor, too. Because when you honor man, you honor our Father, God, Allah. And that is a powerful, powerful blessing. Something we need to know. Honor. We don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly. If I give you my honor, it is what you have, my honor. And then we want to talk about Sheik. I want to read, first of all, so I don't make any mistakes in the lesson that I want to teach. I want to summon up the previous segments that we've had dealing with the 13th Revelation, a booklet that I compiled in 2017, 18 but I've been teaching it in the chambers for way back to 2010. I put on one of the recordings, and so back in 2010, I was teaching it in these chambers in Philadelphia, as well as in New York. And it's something that has to get out to the people. And this is the history that we need to know. This is the history because we blame everybody on our condition sheet. And what I'm going to read, if you allow me, I'm going to read it slowly. I've written it down word for word, how I want it to be said, how I want you to hear it.
Sheik Prather-EL.
Say it again, Sheik.
You're a little muffled on your end.
Okay.
All right, now you're clear. You're clear now. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to I want to sum up these last two segments pertaining to what you are currently looking at. This right here is fulfillment of prophecy. This right here is history. This is a warning that we did not heed. And I'm going to read that sheet. I'm going to read it this time, and then I'm going to read the 13th Revelation, and then we're going to just expound and communicate and take on some comments or questions, etc. It says, 13th Revelation, to Almighty God Allah be the praise for allowing us to see in the dark, in the hidden places, through the eyes of Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, the light, the illuminating light that has revealed to the least of his members the hidden things pertaining to himself and history, even written by other scholars. I'm tempted to shine a light on something that's been before our faces all along, but we haven't been able to comprehend it. We haven't been able to see it. It says, the Moorish Eagle has landed on the Moorish Sense Channel, hosted by Sheik Prather-EL, to whom is due much honor and thanks for coming on, taking your time, trying to reach out, go to the four corners of the world, or however far the Moorish Sense Channel goes, to help our people, to tell our people. So somebody's going to go through the internet one day and see this, all that they see, and it's going to make a difference in their life. And that's what this is all about. As opposed to sitting home, you could be laying down, I understand that you were tired. You could be watching TV or whatever it is that you do, as opposed to being here, helping to get a message, not necessarily mine, but all the people that you have had on Moorish Sense Channel, get their message out to the people. It says, in this third episode, I will, with the help of Noble Drew Ali, his Sunday school master, Brandon Johnny-El, and all those in quest of knowledge, and those that communicate and will share their measure with us on the 13th Revelation, praying that you have read it. that I will attempt to make relevant. Let me read that again. That I will attempt to make relevant all that we read thus far on the 13th Revelation. It says, Allah, the great God of the universe, has warned man to repent from their sinful ways. Allah has required his prophets to warn man to repent from his sinful ways. Angels have been sent to warn man to repent from his sinful ways, sinful life, sinful living against Allah's justice and mercy. Did that come over clear, Sheik?
Yes, sir.
Praise Allah. Even the adversaries has warned man against sinning, against their own just nature. But, O sinful man set in his own sinful ways, has ignored the warnings that from the nations of the north, a people will come that have no mercy in them to enact judgment on a people for all of their disobedience and the worship of idols, and that all their honor will be gone in one short hour. We're talking about relevance of the 13th revelation pertaining to you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about our people, generation after generation, having been given warning of this very thing, this very thing. They were told, Prophet Isaac told of this very thing, right? The situation you see before you. We were warned that this man was going to come from the north. So in Revelation 13, we witness the fulfilling of the warnings issued. A people of the north, strong and destined bound, brought on by a people that have removed all of Allah's protection,
Hmm.
all of the protection of Allah's angels
Islam.
from around themselves and their children. Didn't have any protection from these people.
That's right.
And he came, and we are messed up to this very day. It says, every nation has suffered slavery. Here comes ours.
Hmm.
That of the Moors. Please follow the history I am going to reference. Now remember, we're teaching on the 13th revelation. So we were told, well over 2,000 years ago, Sheik, about these current national events. Now listen to this. The Lord thy God Jehovah gave ancient Moab from the land of Jordan, from the land of Moab near Jordan, from 34 BC to repent. See the story of Ruth, of the warning Moab was given to repent from the worship of idols. Moab being warned in all the lands he was scattered to by prophets and angels up till 1492. Moab's last stronghold in Granada, Spain. Jehovah was ignited. And we fan the ignited flames of fire by continuing to rebel against Jehovah and to listen to Satan the devil, the great deceiver of all the world. And in 1619 AD, Moab, out fishing on the eastern shores of the New World and the Atlantic Ocean, saw the beast rise up out the sea. Ships of foreigners, of pale skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair. The rest is history, his story.
Hmm.
Now is the Moorish side of his story, of being warned. And in 1779, the process of physical slavery was implemented till 1865. And mental slavery is what we have today.
That's right.
For anyone that may not understand what I was saying, I may have been speaking too fast. I'm saying this picture that the Sheik has up here is the result of the consequences of disobeying the laws of Allah.
That's right.
Nations against nations, the prophecy was told. And whenever a nation got out of order, a nation was sent to put that nation in order. But instead of obeying Allah and heeding his warning, we decide to become a part or try to become a part of that nation. And this is what the prophet says in the Quran. Let me read it. I don't want to recite it. Let me read it.
Islam.
It says, I'm in chapter 47.
All right.
It
Yes,
says
ma'am.
in the Holy Quran, the Moorish Sense Temple of America, chapter 47, verse 17. It said, that is why the nationality of the Moors was taken. Oh, better still. Let me go with 15. Let me read 15. 47, 15. For all those that may have a copy of this book right here. It's the Holy Quran of the Moorish Sense Temple of America. Know yourself and your Father, God, Allah. The genealogy of Jesus. The life, works, and teaching of Jesus in India, Africa, and Europe. that you may learn to love instead of hate, the uniting of Asia.
Wow.
And it reads, the time has come when every nation must worship under his own vine and fig tree, and every tongue must confess his own. I'm looking at, I'm thinking, the prophet, he's trying to warn, he's trying to give us as much time as he possibly can to get it right, to do what's right. We're looking at the time, we read the times, and don't realize that we got to do more than just worship idols with our tongues.
That's right.
Verse 16, through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honor not the creed and principles of their forefathers. We're out every day, Sheik, honoring the creed and principles of somebody else's forefather. And when it comes to our own forefathers, we have no idea a forefather even exists.
That's right. No regard.
No regard.
That's right.
But through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery. So it's not the white man, Sheik.
That's right. It's not.
Modern name, white. Ancient name, his true name is European.
European. That's
It's
right.
it's not the European that's keeping you down. It says, this is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774. And the word Negro, black, and colored dressed you up.
Mm.
Because before you were Negro, black, and colored, you was a buck, a wench,
That's right.
a heifer, and a sucker. And I'm bringing down a hammer hard. And please don't think that I'm slanderous or being anything like that. I'm just trying to get the truth. Let you see that if we don't change these conditions out there, we're going to keep catching the same hell in the next generation that I don't want to see. Negro, black, and color was given to the Asian addicts of America who were of Moorish descent, Moorish flag, Moorish custom, Moorish land. We had it all. But because they honored not the principles of their mother and father and strayed after the gods of Europe, put them showing that big old cross up, Sheik.
Islam.
Can you find that one?
Yes, sir.
Because they honor not the principles of their mother and father and strayed after the gods, not one, of Europe, whom they knew nothing.
That's right.
And can you put that other one where they put the cross in the ground when they come over here?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
You can continue, Jess, while I pull it.
Yes. Yeah. Because we honor this. We honor the gods of this man. We fell into slavery, into bondage.
Mm.
In 1779, we went. Allah gave us all the time. He gave us all from the time of Jesus of Nazareth to repent. But old Moab still had that sweet taste in his mouth. Old Moab still had that taste of luxury, of vanity, of honor. He still had that in his, and he wasn't going to give it up. And it caused us to go into slavery because holding on to those things, we abandoned love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And these principles were back there in those days. They weren't in the public. They didn't need to be in the public. But our forefathers had these principles. We know that our forefathers had the crescent because the history tells us he had a horseshoe over his door, and especially in the South, trying to preserve their history, trying to preserve their God. But as generations passed, as generations came and generations left, people forgot.
That's right.
And as a result of forgetting, we find ourselves not knowing. We find ourselves being Negroes, black, colored, Afro-American. Can I read something else that I wrote, Mel?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what the segment's for.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give me 1 second to find
Sure.
it.
Islam Wars. Islam, Grand Sheik Prather-EL. Thank you for your comment. Grand Sheik B. Prather-EL stated, the time is Islam, the time has come where every nation must worship under its own vine and fig tree, and every tongue must confess its own. And we
Wow.
also have a few brothers in the chat. We got brother William Bolton Bay, Islam brother Bolton Bay. We got a brother by the name of Muslim Bay, Islam. And then we got a brother by the name of East 49. Of course, we have Sheik TR Johnson Bay tuned in as well. And we
Praise
have a few
Allah.
other individuals as well. Um, Again, during this segment, if you have any questions, any comments, or any statements that you would like to raise during this segment on the 13th Revelation to either myself or Sheik Clarence Prather-EL, you may do so. We just ask that you be respectful.
I would like to ask them at this time all to commit the more Prophet Noble Drew Ali. For those that are familiar with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that's this man right here that founded an organization, the Moorish Sense Temple of America, to teach us the truth to be ourselves. He says, communicate, so for our ignorance, for my ignorance, communicate for our improvement. So whatever it is that you have that you can communicate,
That's right.
please do so. And what I want to read, or better still, I'm gonna read the 13th Revelation before I get off. Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm reading the 13th Revelation from the book of the Revelation in your Holy Bible. And please follow me, but know that all the all the books are not written the same. Their words, phrases, sentences are differences. So just read yours and prayerfully we'll come to the same conclusion, same answer. Now, and Kenny, again, she put that picture up in the front of the book, please.
Yes.
We're talking about the 13th Revelation. We're talking about now this picture right here represents the first sentence of Revelation 1. It says I, and that I is you and I being on our land, whether it was on Eastern Shore in Virginia, current today's Virginia or North Carolina. We looked out over the Atlantic Ocean and we see these little boats. The ships are far off in the water because they can't come that close. Show the ships approaching, Sheik. Show the ships where these folks got off. I think it's Spain.
Spain. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I think it's the first page. Yeah,
Right.
there we go. See, look at the bottom one. Those 4 ships, those people you see got off of those, one of those 4 ships sailed in a boat to get to the land.
You got the Spanish, the English, the French, and then you got the Dutch.
So now we know where we get the Latin language of calling ourselves or making reference to black. Black is their language. You know Spanish, don't you, Sheik?
A little bit.
What is black? What is black? What is black in Spanish?
In Spanish is negro, and the same in Portuguese is negro.
Negro. So that's not our language. That's not the language that the people on that shore seeing them boats come over here speak.
That's right.
But we're claiming to be them. But let me read. And can you put it back up, Sheik, please?
Oh, the first page.
Yes, sir. The cover,
Okay.
because I want to drive this home. And I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, with 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 diadems upon his horns, and a blasphemous name upon his head. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like a bear, and his mouth was like a lion's mouth. And to it the dragon gave his power and his throne and great authority. One of his heads seemed to have a mortal wound, but his mortal wound was healed, and the whole earth followed the beast with wonder. Men worship the dragon, for he has given his authority to the beast. For they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast, and who can fight against the beast? Let me answer that question again. Who can fight against the beast? The same one that's been fighting against the beast since time began, since he took that fall. Michael El,
That's right.
Angel Michael El, and his soldiers. Thousand upon thousand, midget upon midget are constantly fighting this devil,
Mm.
the beast. Verse 5. And the beast was given a mouth uttering haughty and blasphemous words, and it was allowed to exercise authority for 42 months. It opened its mouth to utter blasphemy against Jehovah, blaspheming his name and his dwelling place. That is, those who dwell in first, second heavens, etc., or the Moorish Sense Channel of America, our state of mind.
So,
Also, it was allowed to make war on the Sheiks and to conquer them. And authority was given it over every tribe and people and tongue and nation. And all who dwelled on earth will worship it. Wow. All who dwell on earth will worship it. Everyone whose name has not been written before the foundation of the world in the book of life of the Lamb that was slain. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is to be taken captive, to captivity he goes. If anyone's slain with the sword must he be slain. Here is a call for the endurance. What is it calling for? The endurance. What is it calling for?
endurance.
The endurance. Don't pull your hair out your head because of what things going on in the world.
Right.
Don't pull your hair out your tail. Can I say that, Sheik?
Yes, sir.
On because of what somebody's doing and you cannot stop them. Don't be endure all that you're witnessing, survive all that you're going through.
Mm.
We got people out here that abandon their family, their children, their wives, their husbands, abandoned literally. There's nothing we can do. We got to endure. I got I got one or two dearly loved ones going through things that I can't do a whole lot about. I got to endure that.
That's right.
And I'm going to keep the faith in Allah. It says, here's a call for the endurance and faith of the sheiks. Then I saw another beast, verse 11. Then I saw another beast which rose up out of the earth. And here go one out the earth. Ain't that something?
Mm.
Out the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. I'm going to read to you the reference to this. It exercised all the authority of the first beast in its presence, and make the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose mortal wound was healed. It worked great signs, even making fire come down from heaven to earth in the sight of men. And by the signs which it is allowed to work in the presence of the beast, it deceives those who dwell on earth, bidding them make an image for the beast which was wounded by the sword and yet lived. We know his head was taken off.
That's right. 1453.
We know his head is taken off.
Right.
But somehow or another, the other six heads, we let them other six heads do their thing on us.
That's right.
And it was allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast should even speak, and to cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain.
Mm.
Also, it caused all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be mocked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark of the beast. That is the name of the beast and the number of its name. This called for wisdom. Let him who understands reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number.
Mm.
Its number is 666. What people represents number 666. What nation of people represents 666? What nation, when Lucifer came down here and saw the sons and daughters of men were fair and came amongst them, what people accepted his teachings
Yes.
of
Come on.
slander, of murder, theft? Uh, 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 what people that even to this day, she
That's right.
accept this teachings and
Islam.
got you and I, innocent, more people accepting these teachings to the point that we're abandoning our own family, man. We're abandoning our creator. We're turning our back on our creator, the one that created us, that made us, that keep us well.
That's right.
That if we get that one that if we get sick out of all the money you may have, and their dollar can buy you help. It can buy you some medication to apply to that help, but it can't buy you help.
That's right.
And we know the stories of a man that all you had to do was touch him.
That's right.
Listen, what people represents the Lord, sir?
Mm.
What people are today descendant of Adam and Eve? Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, the beast. All of these people are here today. In the Garden of Eden, he was a serpent, but today he come to us as a dragon because he knows his time is declared out. As you live, Sheik Prather-EL, and teach your wife and your children, and let's live with them. His time is being declared out every time.
Yes, sir.
In the Muslim, that submits their will to the will of Allah is declaring Satan, the devil, the great deceiver, declaring his time out. And what you're doing when you don't yield to the prophet Noble Drew in the Moorish Sense Channel of America is that you are shortening your own time.
That's right.
You are shortening your life expectancy, your lifespan, because the record clearly reflects honor thy father and thy mother, your days may be long. And we learn this from Prophet Hezekiah upon this earth, and I'm here to tell you, and there are other Muslims out there that can tell you, honoring your mother and your father, your days will be longer. I don't care. It makes no difference what my father did. Allah's dealing with him.
Islam.
I can't do nothing about it.
That's right, GS.
Allah is dealing with my father and anything, because the record even says says you will anybody who has a malicious feeling with the prophet or the divine will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds.
That's right.
I'm not going to argue about what my father did or did not do.
That's right.
I'm going to try to fulfill his work.
Islam. Islam.
Any comments, Sheik, or anything?
We just had a few comments. So Sheik Haruva just came in. He said Islam, and then we got Sheik Maurice Pennington Bay. He said, "Oh wow," when you were reading. I believe you were reading on the 16th verse, and then you were ending on the 18th verse. And it stood out to me too. Well, the part that stood out to me is that the number is that of a human. It's a human number.
Yes, sir.
That's what stood out to me.
Yes, sir. It's a human number. In other words, everything, there's a light, there's a illuminating side, and there's a curse side. There's a blessing and a curse to everything, Sheik. And somebody has taken a power that they're given, an attribute of a power. The prophet said it's an illusion, it'll pass away, but people still use it.
That's right.
And when the power of that passes away, then they become belligerent, then they become violent. They will kill you. So when Allah took the name, he took his name from him first, and then secondly, he took the power of that name, so they couldn't do all these things. And as a result, they became evil, mean. So we're talking about somebody has taken the power of numbers. They have taken the power of numbers and delved within the power, the mysteries, the essence, the origin, the attributes of numbers. And he came out and he got himself an attribute. And this is what he said that he is. not knowing that he's going to have to give it up.
That's
And he's suffering every day. Allah said, you're going to give account. You, with this human number, is going to give an account for everything that you have caused people to
that's right.
do.
That's right.
The devil within people, you have went to people. We have two selves, Sheik, a higher and a lower self in us, each one of us. And you have gone to the lower self
Mm.
and appealed to the lower self to violate my laws, Satan. And you're going to hold account for this. This is why it says in 13, if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. We're talking about the law of karma. You have come to me with a smile in a disguise
That's right.
and spoke to my lower thoughts, my lower wishes or whatever, loneliness, and appealed to him and had me out there doing something I ain't got to do. Isn't that not what takes place amongst our people, Sheik?
That's true. That's absolutely right. That's
And
absolutely
he's going to be held accountable for every lowly thought that he has called someone else to do. Then he's going to have to give an account for what he has done. I think it says in the book of Revelation, no, chapter 35, when he is shaken off the cumbersome shackle of this mortal life,
right.
shall equally receive
Everlasting retribution.
according to their merits.
That's right.
You're not going to get away, people.
Chapter of religion, chapter 35.
You're not. We're not going to get away, no matter. Only way we're going to get away is we teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and the justice. That's the only way we're going to get out this stuff, man.
Right.
That's so. But they're going to come to an end, Mo. You spoke earlier about the picture with the Pope. I mean, that's a classic example.
This
A
one right
classic example. I got this picture. It was in Philadelphia, in the Temple of Philadelphia, when I got this picture. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. Could not believe it. This is a classic picture of people accepting wrong, accepting their teachings. But one of them, one of the three, came out and is doing what it is required of him to do. When it says in the Declaration of Independence, prudence dictates that government long established should not be changed for light of transit causes. But accordingly, all experience will show that evils are sufferable. The evils that are going on today are sufferable because we're looking at an end. And this is why I say no matter what you go through, because you're going to go through something. It's just like, I don't mean to get this scenario or Sheik, but it's the best one I can think of. You got an evil sheriff and evil marshals and the evil, oh no, better still, Hitler is a great example.
Great example.
I mean, man, that government had to come down, Mo.
That's right. He had the Gestapo. He had his own secret police and everything.
But the people, Mo, the innocent children,
Right. That's right.
didn't know nothing about what he was doing. But they had to catch the Hades that he caught because he was their children, man.
Right. After the fact. You're talking about after the fact. After the fact. That's right. And you know what? Now that you mentioned that too, Gias, that country in itself, they still have that mark placed on them because of that time, that period of time.
Everlasting, Sheik.
Germany, they still have that mark. That's right.
Everlasting. Europe is what make reference to everlasting retribution, Mo.
Islam.
They were everlasting, Mo. Those people will always be there. They'll always be in that state of mind. And they coming here to America, in this new land, to revive themselves. That's right. But that's the everlasting retribution on those people. And they know it, Sheik. You know, that's why they eat everything and anything and do everything, because they know. They are taught, Sheik, just like I was taught, just like you're taught, just like you teach. They know these things. And some of them are fully conscious of it. And as a result, that's how they live. You find a satanic person, he lives because he knows that Brother Charles Manson, he knows that he was everlasting retribution. So it wasn't no need of him trying to be good.
You said Charles Manson, G.S.?
Charles Manson, and so many.
Yeah, that's right.
There are countless, there are no others I can name, so many that They know that ain't no use me trying to be good because I know I got so much on me. Africa right today, Mo, with all the wealth that Africa has, our people are still living in below poverty,
That's
man.
right.
Some they had to go somewhere. People have to go somewhere to pay up those commas.
Mm.
It's just that you and I over here in America paying up our commas. But if you look around, look very closely, you find brothers and sisters. And please take this out of love, because I'm saying it in love. I know some of you may have lost some loved ones, and I'm not being slanderous to you. I'm trying to teach a lesson. We can't get away. I'm trying to say that no matter where we go, the record book of Revelation said you can go to the rock, to the mountain, and the rock fall and cannot hide you. No
Mm.
matter where we go, karma is going to follow us,
So,
no matter where. And this is what we got to realize. And that boy that human that has his number 666, most they're going to keep doing this stuff. But it's upon you and I, Sheik, to trust in Allah to get us out of this mess we have got ourselves in.
that's right.
It's up to us to obey Allah. We move angels, Allah's protection from around us when we do evil things, when we do bad things. Allah says in our prayer, Allah is our protector. You literally move that protection around you when you abandon your children. Oh, some think, Sheik, some think that the arm of Allah has weakened. Some think that he weaketh at what we doing,
That's
but
right.
that's not the
That's not the
case.
case.
Praise Allah, Mo.
So,
Okay. Are there any comments or questions? And can I continue to read? Or what can I do next, Sheik?
continue. I know we got the picture of George Washington as well, the one you demonstrated on for a while.
Okay,
But
hold that one for last, please, Sheik.
all right,
Or,
yes.
unless you want to go ahead and demonstrate.
No, you can go ahead. You
Okay.
can continue
Okay. Give me one second, please.
Islam. And if you're just coming in more as Islam, we'd like to again welcome you to the Moorish Sense Channel. Thank you for tuning in. At this point, we have the third segment with Sheik Clarence Prather-EL on the 13th Revelation. So that's what we've been going over. And if you have any questions at any given point in time about anything that he's covered or anything that he's kind of placed emphasis on, please put your questions in the chat, as always. Whenever you're ready, Jazz.
Yes, sir. Sheik, I'm so high, man. I missed my cue. I missed my cue, not cue. Okay, no, it's not that. Oh man, I tell you, Mo. But praise Almighty God Allah, man. Oh, I want to ask a question. Tell it when I find it. Mo, we talk a lot, Sheik. We talk a lot about Negro, black, and color. We talk an awful lot about our people claiming Negro, black, and color. But my question is, and I'm going to answer because it was answered for me back in 1974. And I have it written here, but I'm just going to elaborate on it.
Yes.
My question is, why does the Negro, colored, or black man commonly called need a nationality? We need to tell them people, we need to teach them people why they need a nationality. We
Islam.
say that they're not Negro, black, colored, and all the derogatory names that they are claiming today, federally, stately, locally, they're claiming. We need to teach them. And the first question that comes to my mind is, why do you need a nationality? And the answer is because the national constitution is for national being. To be a national being, you must be of a nation. To be of a nation, you must have a flag, a decent name, a decent land, a customs, culture, even language. You must have these things to apply to Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution, a uniform rule of naturalization,
Mm.
coming into a government, claiming its citizenship. Because if you don't, you will surely, as we're speaking, become undesirable. This is why we're so down on the terminology and you claiming to be Negro, black, and color. Because we know that according to Dred Scott's decision, 1857, that Negroes, black, color have no rights.
That's right.
We know about the making of a Negro.
Say that part again, Jeff.
We know about the making,
That's
the
right.
making of
Make
a Negro. We say that we have a mental problem. What was that boy's name that gave us this mental problem? Assured that this mental problem will last 1,000 years. It
Willie
was
Lynch, and it's
really,
interesting. It's interesting you said that because me and Caleb, after we went to, I'm not segueing, but after me and Caleb went to his piano session earlier, I said, let's go over to everyone's place to get a couple of records, and that was the record we picked up. He
wow.
never had heard of it, so I said, all right, you take this and you read it and report out.
Wow,
Yeah,
well, you're teaching her the maxim of law,
that's
the
right.
maximum of truth.
Islam.
And this man assured, now this country is only 250 years old. And so maybe I'm gonna say maybe 150 years ago, 200 years ago, he assured these people that we will have this problem for 1,000 years. And I think that's what it reads. So it's only been 250. So we got what 750 more to go
I think he said
before.
about he said 300 to 700 years in the record, but it may be 1,000. You know they revise things, but when I read today, it said 300 to 800 years.
But my point is this, we got that problem today.
Islam.
What he said is truly what we are going through
That's right.
today. How to make. Then he says the Negro is a beast.
Mm.
This is why you need a nationality. We're talking about the beast in the Revelation, but they're saying that you're the beast when you call yourself Negro, Black, Colored, and Afro American. And you hate me. They hate me and you, Mo.
I know.
Mo, we're the only organization that's lawfully chartered and incorporated. We're the only religion that's even coming close to teaching our people that they're not Negroes, Black, Colored, Ethiopian. Even when they were back there with their brother with the NAACP, they capitalized.
The boys.
It's Du Bois, just yeah, Du Bois. Yeah, William W. B. Du Bois, you're right. Capitalized the N in nigger,
That's right.
in Negro.
That's right.
We're the only ones that are teaching our people that they're not black. We're the only ones that make an application to the red, white, and blue to become citizens, that we can enjoy the fruit of the red, white, and blue as opposed to it being beat with it. We're the organization. No one else is teaching you that you're not black. No one else is teaching you that you're not Ethiopian. They're teaching you other stories, but it's that sizzling out.
That's right. They're dying off. The stories are dying off.
Every generation, Sheik.
They're right.
I was looking more. I clearly was looking, had my telescope out this past December 25th, 26th, 27th. I was looking for Kwanzaa.
I didn't see it.
I ain't see it, Mo.
I didn't see.
Washington, D.C., Prince George, I did not see Kwanzaa. Mo is fizzling out.
That's right. And then just to add on too, I know you and I I think we talked off the record or even on the record about a specific individual, and you see those individuals are passing off the scene likewise. So
Oh, yeah, Mo.
I remember you mentioning that too recently, like within the last month or so. So
He works in a singer telling we black and we're proud. And
right.
he's somebody else talking about we're Afro American. I recall it, she.
Islam.
1980, 4, 5, 6, 1 in here. I recall it. But my point is that even with identities, Mo, it's sizzling out with the next generation. They don't want to be called black. I recall they don't want to be called nigger. They don't want to be called color. The next generation don't want to be called as now. Now that everybody they call themselves black. And when this doesn't pay off, what are they going to call themselves next?
That's right. But they call themselves descendants of slaves now.
Are you serious, Mo?
That's all right. It's a group of Asiatics, and just going to the comments real quick. So Sheik's Tammy Lomax Bay said we need to belong to a country, and then she also said if we don't have a nationality, we are stateless. And then brother Tyrese Ill said what people represent the lowest self.
Wow.
And that's what I was actually thinking of too, because I know Sheik's Jones Bay, she's demonstrated that in the last past 3 or 4 Sunday schools, as far as it pertains to those who were cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teachings. It is
Wow.
so many different, not even so many, but it's so many different ways you can look at that as to how our people are. And as you mentioned too, with people accepting certain narratives and then running with them without actually doing their due diligence to just investigate.
And Sheik, you said they call themselves one in the descendants of Africa.
That's right. So it's called ADOS, and it's, I want to say, I can't even remember what the A stands for, but Descendants of Africa. And then you have another group calling themselves FBAs, which is just another same soup on over. They call themselves Foundational So-Called Black Americans.
Well, you tell them that the 13th Amendment with 20 sections clearly says descendants of Africa shall not be citizens.
That's right. That's right.
So there's the subject, and what is their nationality as a descendant of Africa?
Mm.
And Sheikah says, right, what is their, what do they call them? What is the true name? Our people need to know, Sheikah. And so again, I like to emphasize that we're the only organization, we're the only lawfully chartered organization.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheik Renicio. Sheik Renicio stated that the ADOS stands for, and this is a flip, so check this out, GS, American Descendants of Slaves. That's the name of the group.
Now, my question comes to mind, who and what made them Americans?
Right.
Because they were property.
That's right.
Black
Chattel.
is not American, huh?
Chattel property.
Yeah, well, what made them American? Family, friends, and loved ones. Think before you act. I know it sounds good, and you get 4, 5, you become leaders of 10 and leaders of 20s and leaders of 40 and 50 because you got something. But what the Sheik just said, you need to do your due diligence in checking these things out.
That's right.
Check out, if you want to check out something, check out the Moorish Scientific America. Come on in the door and tear down everything that you see. I mean, literally tear it down. Take your hand, I'm talking about in thought, and everything that you see, the feds, the turban, the button, Noble Drew Ali, the star, tear it down. Just put it on your foot.
That's right.
And by the time you wake up, you will come into some knowledge of what you have just done.
So you have 2 comments.
Say it again, Sheik.
You also have 2 comments. So Sheik is Betty Prather-EL. I think she was expounding on that term. It says the term refers to descendants of enslaved Africans in that area that would be called the United States from its colonial period onward, and to the political movement of the same name. And then Sheikah Lomax Bey said, if we don't know who we are, we're giving people the right to name us whatever they want.
Wow.
True. And the thing is, with those 2 organizations, when I'm because I'm, I do a little bit of investigation all my time. It seems like it's a money grab because they're looking for reparations. You and I both know about compensated emancipation, but they're looking at reparations. And I think that when they started to gain somewhat of a momentum in California, and then the legislators over there, as well as the governor, decided not to move forward with it, it kind of, it put a chalk in their wheel. And the same thing's happening in every state, even including our state, the state of Maryland.
See, the worst thing about them giving us what they want, calling us what they want, we are accepting it. We're claiming. We're one hand cussing this man out, and the next hand we're doing everything that he say do.
That's right.
And Sheik, can I have 1 second, please? Or
Sure.
can you go ahead? Let me just find this. I would like to read it. Man, these are my writings too, man.
So we have another question too.
Go ahead, Sheik. Go ahead.
So it's from Sheik Howard Bay from Delaware.
Okay.
And he had a question mark. He said captives of war with a question mark. So Sheik Howard Bay, are you asking were they captives of war? You just making that statement. You can come back in the chat and let us know, Mo.
You said captives of war?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that we make slaves?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But most people when they get in adversity mode, they pray.
Right.
They pray to a being, a power higher than themselves. They find Allah, say, where's the nearest place we can meet him? Or they search. They search their heart, their mind, their condition. They search their surrounding, trying to find Allah to help them out of what it is that they have gotten themselves in. Because this is what I would do if I was in that situation. Man, I don't believe this.
Looking for your record.
Yes, Mo, yeah.
Well, while you looking for it, I know it's a lot of contention in regards to the, I guess you could say, the compilation that was put together, or
Okay.
the story of Kunta Kinte, etc. Because it's been stated before, the brother Alex Haley stole the book from a European. I mean, stole the background of the book from a guy by a European, and the book was actually called The African, right? But I'm thinking about the movie um, Roots, right? And what you just stated, when the brother found himself in adversity, he called on the name of Allah. He called on the name of Allah, and even when he had to endure all he had to endure, he looked for Allah, and then eventually they broke him to a degree. They broke him to a degree.
Mo, that movie to a great extent helped us to prove our point.
That's right.
But then we got laxed, and as a result of getting laxed, Satan put so much more out there, so much. He surrounded it with honor. Same thing he did with the Black Panther situation that he made a couple years ago. All this glamour pertaining to it, all this honor, all this history, all of this, man. Those people that play these movies, man, like Black Panther, Roots, they should know the history.
Islam.
And as a result of knowing the history, want to stand up against the wrong of the history and help us to make things right. But that's not the case. Ruth, Ruth, Roots taught us about Allah.
Hmm. That's right.
They argue with Mimo. They argue with you. They argue with us about when we talked about we Allah and the Prophet Muhammad, and they argue ready to fight, literally ready to fight you. But Roots came out and said Muhammad.
That's right.
Roots came out and said we don't eat swine, pork. I don't want to touch it.
That's right.
Roots came out and had said my name is Kunta Kinte and not Toby. You can't tell me my name.
That's right.
That's not my name. That's not who I am. That's not the name that my father gave me.
That's right.
Roots told us about Allah. And right after it, man, right after all that glamour and exalting of Roots, they put out the generations. And all of a sudden, people want to find themselves and overlook. They find themselves through Black history, through Blackness.
That's right.
No relevance, not through a nation. They trace themselves right here in America. Of course, they here lately, they became conscious of being from Ghana or one of those African countries. They go over
Right.
there and they go ahead, Sheik.
It's interesting you said that, because my wife and I, we talk about it, right? And what I noticed, I know some Asiatic, just standard Asiatic people are going over there and repatriating, finding their roots, etc. But I find it very interesting that it started with the celebrities first. It's always the celebrities. The celebrities are the ones. And then it was a couple. I can't think of the name of the brother. He got in trouble with some stuff, and then it was one of the sisters. She's an actress, and they are from the same tribe, so to speak, and they're from the same country now. And it's interesting because even when you look at the countries prior to colonialism, the maps weren't drawn up that way,
Wow.
and a lot of people don't pay attention to those things. Like, they look at things, and I often say this even in our Sunday school, when we look at a map, you can't look at a modern day map and create some type of idea as to where your ancestors may have came from. Because what you're seeing on the modern day map, and when I say modern, I'm talking about anything going all the way back to the 16th century. You're looking at a map that has been drawn up and carved up by the European nations. So the modern day Ghana that you see today is not where Ghana was. When you're
Wow.
looking at, Nigeria, Togo, so on and so forth, it was a little bit further either eastward or north of it. But many of our people don't see it that way. And like you said earlier, Sheik Prather-EL, people get in contention with you. They get in contention with us when we just point out these intricacies as to just, not getting down on people like you taught me, not browbeating people, but just saying, well, have you ever thought of it or looked at it from this point of view? But I think that because a lot, like I seen a post today, and relative may see it or not, but they said that if, because of course, the month is so-called Negro History Month, Black History Month, so-called, right? But if they pass form, they want to come back and be black again. And in my mind, I said, oh Allah, they don't know any better. Because if they knew better, they would understand that when you're dealing with black, you never were black prior to slavery. And this is the importance of the Moorish Science Temple of America, because the prophet teaches us that the history of the so-called black man or so-called black woman, it starts at the close of the Civil War.
Wow.
And the only thing you have is entertainment
Wow.
and serving somebody else's agenda. You can't even go further. You can't go that far back.
Wow.
So
That's
I just
beautiful.
I just wanted to point that out.
Gee, thank you very much for pointing that out.
That's
Because the moment teaching the resurrection book about the modern maps and the ancient maps, he
right.
teaches us about them,
That's
and
right.
this is something that we need to know. What's going on here? Okay, just give me just 1 minute, Sheikah.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
All
No
right,
problem.
that's something we need to know. But we have a job to do, and we have good, strong, young, moral people like yourself, Sheik, that's going to live the life that's going to make the difference.
So, thank you.
That's what we're looking for. Everything, the one thing that the people are not seeing is what it is that they want. If I don't see something that I want, I'm not going to go. I'm going to keep searching.
That's
But
right.
we're going to keep building, and one day we're going to stop this search. And as long as we keep the doors to the Moorish Science Temple of America open, no matter what we have or what we don't have, they're going to come. Because if they don't come, then Jesus of Nazareth, Prophet Muhammad, nor Noble Drew Ali, or any other divine person will have their prophecies would have been true. Their message would have been true. And Jesus, his messages have come to pass. We're talking about one Revelation 13. Prophet Muhammad, uh, his revelation coming to pass. We speaking out his religion, and Noble Drew Ali is going to come to pass because we are the image of those people. So we have to live to make a difference in those people's lives, and we got to keep the doors of the Moorish Science Temple of America open. And no matter what we do, no matter what we do and how much ever we do it, we got to trust in Allah.
Islam.
Now, okay, do I read this now, Sheik?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay. These are just some writings that I was going to put on for the Asiatic History Month, uh, but I'll share them with your audience if you don't mind.
Yes.
It reads, Thanksgiving to Allah, the often forgiven. For Allah's mercy, Noble Drew Ali, Allah's dwelling place, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the greatest school of all times, because it teaches us the truth about who we are. The Moorish Science Temple of America don't teach you about every other nation, nationality, what they're doing, their culture, their religion, their language, their heritage, their tradition. It teaches you about yours, for which is what we need to know. We emphasize theirs more than we do ours, and as a result, we miss out on ours.
Yes,
This was written Friday, February 13, 2026. It says a giant, unknown, so called Black history fact. a fact that has gone over the historians' heads to the 14th Amendment. The fact that emancipation, nationalization, compensation, and colonization for the unconscious Moors, the Blackamoors, was passed and signed into the supreme law of the land of the United States of America, January 1865. And in April of the same year, the man that showed the possibilities of man to raise up and be an example for you today was struck down, assassinated, shot in the head for a people showing him no appreciation for giving his life and his will in sacrifice. I'm talking about the man that you see with the ancient Arabian, ancient garb, ancient Islamic garb on President Abraham Lincoln.
That's right.
It says, Africanus the first, the mulatto, the octoroon, the maroon, showing that percentage of Asiatic blood running in his veins, blood of humanity. The 13th Amendment called for everything the free Moors would need to revive them as a nation of people among nations here in America. I'm talking about this man right here that's putting on that turban, that has on all that Arabian garb.
That's right.
Head is white, head is like wool, his feet is like burnished bronze. He's got a bush, he got a sword, a scimitar.
That's right.
He got a garb on, he got the ancient garbs on. That's what we should be looking at during our History Month.
That's right.
Going to read. It says, you have totally missed the 13th Amendment, it being too fine for fleshly natures to see. Though they see the 13th with two sections, abolishing slavery except. This, the except in this amendment is the real conspiracy against you. The conspirators know that 3/5 clause in the Constitution. Black being not a whole person, as an individual or as a nation of people. Thus, citizenship is a granted privilege, and the quality of citizenship can be diminished at the desire of the true citizen. And to have the full rights to vote under the 13th Amendment, as opposed to granted 15th Amendment, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that has to be signed every so many years by the president. Am I coming through clearly, Sheik?
Yes, sir.
Think about what I just read for a moment, family, friends, and loved ones. We're talking about teaching our people. We're talking about the 13th Amendment. They call for compensation, colonization. They call for emancipation, compensation, nationalization.
Nationalization. That's right.
Which is land, laws, people, and money, finance.
That's right.
We're talking about land. We're talking about that 40 acres and a mule that should have been included in here.
So, Sheik Prather-EL, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Just for the public, can you just express, because I know some people may not be familiar with compensated emancipation. Can you just give us the basic difference or contrast between compensated emancipation and what people call reparations?
Reparation is for those that were for the naturalized, NATUR citizen. We're talking about nationalization.
That's right.
Those brothers and sisters are going to be out there the rest of their life talking about compensation. They're not going to get it because they owe us compensation.
That's right.
And compensation is the 13th Amendment and of the Leviticus Code in your Holy Bible. And they say that the Bible is the law. Congress said in 1982, that the Bible was law. And in there it said compensate those that the bondsmen and the free bondsmen as they are set free with wealth. that they don't have to go out here and become vagabonds like we did in 1865 as Negro, Black, and Color. We had nowhere to go, no jobs, no money, no land. We have anything. When we were to come out of physical bondage, physical slavery,
That's right.
we were to come out with compensation if we had more stable people in the Freedmen's Bureau
Hmm.
that would carry out Lincoln's plan. Lincoln had the military, Lincoln had governors to carry out the problem for us to become free citizens, become nationalized. Telling us, you see on here that the man knows something about the people that he has in bondage. We say, well, you and I, Sheik, don't have a great library like Frederick Douglass' house right down the street from me, the great library that he has.
Right.
And we know about people coming from on the ship to Annapolis, Maryland, as slaves, the few that did come.
Come on, man.
We know this. There's no way that our presidents and our congressmen and our senators, once they go into office, once they go into those various societies, once they go into take their vows, and they come into this knowledge because they have to work for the people. And you have to know the people in order to work with them.
You got a comment, Sheik Prather-EL.
Go ahead, Sheik.
Before I read the comment, I want to just hit on one point that you raised, and I'm glad you brought that up. You said that our people, they're going to constantly be looking for the government to give them money in the form of reparations, but they're not going to give it because it's for those who are naturalized. And a clear example of that, if anyone is following along, you could just look at the Japanese during World War II. The Japanese were put in internment camps, but guess what? The Japanese had a nationality. So after all that was done to the Japanese at that time, the United States of America, they had to compensate those individuals who were put in those horrendous conditions at that time. They had to pay them back. Another example that my Sheik brother, Sheik Mark Rogers Bay, gave that happened recently, right? Down in Atlanta, Georgia, it was a Hyundai plant. And there was some South Korean nationals, so to speak, those individuals who were naturalized under the United States and came here to work, but they were treated unfairly by the current president, President Trump, and his administration. And as a result of that, the South Korean government came here to the United States of America, took their citizens after this whole situation has been going on with immigration, and said, you know what, we're going to take our people, and we're not going to build, we're not going to, build that. We're not going to be a part of building that plant and have an industry come into your country. So when you say, yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Those who are naturalized receive that type of compensation or those benefits. But when it relates to us, it's nationalization, and that's absolutely right. The comment was from I don't know if it's a brother or sister, but their name is P Bay 2509, and they said, Islam is a Moors. I visited the National Archives and Records Administration in College Park, Maryland. The military department records showed that as of July 2022, the Moors in America are POWs, prisoners of war. And that's interesting, P. Bay. That's an interesting statement. There's some things that I've unearthed here as well as it pertains to Moorish, pertaining to Maryland. And we're putting that together now. So that's a good find right there. Maybe you and I, we can sit down off record and see what we both have and get some things done here in the state. So I can be reached at moresensemedia@gmail.com. All right. Thank you for that comment. That was a really good comment.
More, I just love more science, man, because I just we're POWs more. Please keep in mind, we have some brothers and sisters out here that are not lived. They had the Prophet Noble do all these teachings. They had the fairs, and and they very well could be not doing what the prophets require. And
Right.
as a result, once they go and get noticed by the government, legislators, once they are tagged, as as what you just said. But that's not the case. Moorish America, the organization of the Moorish Scientific America teaches freedom. It's an anti-slavery society. It's an anti-slavery community. In Act 6 of the Divine Constitution of Allah, it says that they may know, that we may know that we are not Negro, Black, Colored, Afro-American, and that we're descendants of an ancient people.
That's right.
And as a result of being descended from those ancient people, all we have to do, Sheik and Pete, brother P. Bay, all we have to do is come together. Number one, if we want that money, we have to come together under a leader
That's right.
that will uh, 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 um, propose a bill to Congress,
That's right.
that we have a representative in Congress, and everybody comes over here that has gotten money from the government. First of all, they came over here representing a mass of people, a number. I think I'm not sure what the number is. At 130 or 10,000 for Representative Sheik. I'm not sure, but then for 10,000 for one representative
That's Lord.
go into government. That one representative is going to go into government, get a bill passed in our interest that's going to give us all that we are going to need, especially that money. But they can reparate all they want to. The European man is not going to give his God out to if you're not deserving of it.
That's right.
You know that he will take a life for that God, regardless of what the amount is. And we learned this lesson from the PPP a couple years ago. We learned that he's coming after you if you abuse his God.
That's
And
real.
that money is his God.
That's right.
And as a result, all we need to get is young, moral, upstanding, clean, Moorish American citizens, according to that nationality card that you have in your pocket, that you are a citizen. 10805.
Mm.
10508, November 29, 1926, that you are a citizen, a better citizen. And as a result, we could come into so much of what it is that we need to do what we need to do. Because you got to keep in mind, we're talking about a nation. So the government is not going to give this more amount of a couple of dollars, give me a couple of dollars, give my children a couple of dollars, give that child over there a couple of dollars. Because Timothy Dingle, our Grand Sheik, back in 1978, 79, one of them, he told that if the man would give us the government, give us a great lump sum of money, we go buy Cadillac, we go buy a liquor store, we'll spend it all on drugs, we'll
Right.
spend it all on clothes, we'll give it right back to him.
Mm.
So it's a better plan that how we are to obtain compensation from the government. And that plan, as far as I can think, and I'm quite sure you're better thinkers than me, is that we get a representative, get somebody that fears Allah,
That's Lord.
that walks before Allah, that walked in the footsteps of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and walk up to Pharaoh and give him whatever bill that he needs to give us what we need. Not give us, return to get loose. Because somebody said you went to the Library of Congress. We're in that Congress, in the same library that law. You got one in law, you got one here in the Landover, Maryland, and you got one right down the street from me, right down the street, that I'll visit them all. And in there it says who it is that we are. You and I don't know the possibility. You and I don't know what it is that we have, and what we do know what we have, we don't know what to do with it. As opposed to combating with people, we'll do that as opposed to coming together, sitting patiently, and putting these things together, and going getting what we need to do. That was Timothy Dingle. That was Grand Sheik Timothy Dingle's desire. That was what he wanted to do. He wanted to this Quran, this right here. This man wanted to work this thing. I don't have my resurrection book. It's over there.
That's right.
But he wanted to work this. And he did a powerful job at putting it. Well, man, do you have a resurrection book? Can you?
I have a copy.
Okay. This is what my Grand Sheik wanted done.
Old copy, but
Okay, there it is. That's what he wanted done right there. New era time, new government, new laws. This is what he wanted done to get us what it is that we need. That's a powerful. Those are powerful lessons. And this is what we have to do. And as long as we don't come together, that's what we do. We prolong our own salvation.
That's right.
We prolong it. We saying, I don't want my children to have, no, let me say this. And as a result of prolonging our own salvation, our babies got the blood on their head.
So Sheik Lomax Bey just said yes. He said Sheik Lomax Bey said we need to start preparing our children now to become our government officials. I said at the same time.
That's exactly right. Good, moral, clean, upstanding, upright people that are willing to follow the prophet and overdraw to a destiny that's not uncertain, nor is that destiny unknown. It's not it's known. The destiny where he is taking it is known. It's all in here. It's in that resurrection book that the
So,
Lord just held up. But that's what we have to do. Yes, you're right. Prepare our children there. That means that we have to live right. You and I have to live right, holy. My man's teaching that resurrection book. If you are holy, you will live holy. And as a result, we will get what it is that we need. And Allah will see that we're worthy in our holiness. He'll see that we're worthy, and he'll do what he did in 1886.
can I say something?
Huh?
After you finish, I wanted to say something in regards to that.
Yeah.
Government.
He'll find us worthy like he found us worthy in 1886. This is after slavery. After. He'll find us worthy like he found us worthy in 1886. Now that we are free, and before we go into chaos, let me put in the earth a man that will walk the earth and teach the earth, have the power and authority of heaven and earth to do what he has to do, because that's what it took to move you and me. Go ahead, Sheik.
Well, I was just going to say we have to start as collective. I'm just going to use Baltimore and just Maryland as an example. We have to actually see ourselves as a community first. And I think that's one of the issues that Moorish Americans run into. We don't see ourselves as an actual community. We see ourselves as individual temples. And as a result of that, as Sheik Prather-EL stated, it causes confusion or a disconnect as to us actually coming together. If we started to see ourselves as, of course, we have our own congregations, but if we start to see ourselves as an actual community and we bring representatives from each of those congregations together, those who have growth mindsets, then we can get a lot accomplished. And the same thing can be said about the other temples in each and every other respective city, state, town, etc. But until we get to that point where we come together as a collective, and we continue to run the hamster wheel. So, it can be done. That's right. That's right. It starts at home first. And there's no reason that Baltimore, specifically Maryland, let's say Maryland, no reason that here in Maryland, with the number of temples that we have here in Maryland, as well as in Baltimore City itself, in DC likewise, that we don't have this region locked down. So, hopefully, when we're looking at these segments and we're hearing the sense of urgency and we hear some of the names of our great Moorish mothers and fathers, and we come together, we put whatever differences aside, whatever the issues we may have it as it pertains to lessons or even how we may perceive things, and we come together and start working as a collective. The prophet says where there's unity, there's strength. And there's certain things we can unify on and should unify on as a people. So with that, I'm going to say Islam.
Sheik, anyone that has differences with me, the prophet say, look within. Your differences with me is within.
Islam.
Because that's where the difference is at, within. We are under Islam, and Islam means peace. It implies peace. Peace with everything. Peace with our mother, our father, peace with our condition.
That's right.
This is what we have, peace. The very word Islam itself means peace. And this is what we have to realize, Allah's peace. And Prophet Isaac said, anyone that may stay in a state of mind of peace will be forever in peace. Right. With everything, no matter what. What goes on. You're a boxer, you're karate training. You have to keep your control. You have to keep your peace. When you take that blow, when you get knocked off, you have to compose yourself.
That's right.
And so you won't get hurt real bad. And this is what we have to do. And as far as our babies, man, mm, yeah, so many of us is sacrificing our children, man, to the world. You know, just like old Moman said in the resurrection book when you talk about old Moab. The Moman, can you read to? Can you turn to the scholars in the resurrection book?
Which section, Jim?
The reading for Bible scholars.
Bible scholars.
Yes,
Okay.
in there where it says talks about Moab.
Moab. Yes.
You see it in the scholar.
Yes. I'm getting to it right now. Some questions for
Listen,
Bible scholars. It's on page. So it's some questions and answers for Bible readers and domestic scholars. It's on page 117.
read it.
112. 112.
Read the one where the brother sacrificed the children.
Islam. Do you want me to? Do you want me to read 5 first?
Okay, read 5 first.
All right.
Go ahead.
Says what it says in question 5 and answer 5. Was the Moabites cruel people? Yes or no is the answer. So was the Moabites cruel people? Were they cruel people? The answer is yes, no. And the answer in the question is in question 6, why? Yes or no. So he's asking why yes or no. Why were the Moabites cruel people? Why were they yes or no, right? And he says, the Grand Sheik Timothy G. Dinglil says, because the Moabites believed what they believed in. Chemosh, their god of Moab. Mesha, the Moabites' leader, stood at the bay in his citadel, and he made to their god Chemosh his supreme sacrifice. He took his eldest son, that should have reigned in his stead, and offered him for a burnt offering upon the wall.
Can I ask you to hold the book up so brothers and sisters can see it? And would you read that again? Because we're talking about the sacrificing of our children.
Sure.
But take it back a little bit more so we can get the whole.
So in the record right here that we have is some. So it is some questions and answers for Bible readers and domestic scholars. It's coming from the Great Book of the Resurrection.
Sheik, could you hold it? Can I ask you? Yeah, but pull it back just there so everybody can see it.
Good.
Yes, sir.
I think I might have a copy of it. You want me to just pull up the record?
Please. And while you do that, Mo, can I ask somebody to pull up chapter? I think it's chapter 3, the unity of life.
And you have a question on the chat too, GS. Just giving you heads up as well. My apologies for interjecting.
Okay. Because we're talking about the saving of our children. We're talking about the next generation. But we're talking about, can someone in the chat read chapter 3 in the Quran, this book here. Read in there about sacrifice, our children. Wow, there it is. Yeah, that's it, Mo.
So we got the Resurrection book up, and this is on page 112 for those who may have a copy. For those who have a copy. So questions and answers for Bible readers and domestic scholars. The following questions are some that may develop. And we're going to question number 5. It says, was the Moabites cruel people?
Can I ask you just restart from the beginning?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, if you don't mind. Thank you.
No problem. So some questions and answers for Bible readers and domestic scholars. The following are some questions that may develop. In question 1. This pamphlet stated that we are ancient Moabites. That is true. We are kinsmen to the seed of Abraham. We are descents from the first Moab, who was the son of the eldest daughter of Lot, spiritual brother or nephew to Abraham.
And we talked about Lot today. I mean, Moab. We talked about Moab.
That's right.
Go ahead, continue, Sheik, please.
Question 2. What is the chronicle name for Moab? The chronicle name for Moab is Eman.
That's right.
Question 3. Was the Moabites forbidden to enter into the assembly of the Lord? The answer is the Moabites were forbidden to enter because they were fearsome. They were not averse for doing a deal with kinsmen and selling them bread and water they needed on their journey. Question 4. What is the sacred words of divine wisdom against them? The divine wisdom said, a Moabite shall not enter into the assembly of the Lord, even to the 10th generation shall none belonging to them enter into the assembly of the Lord. And question 5. Was the Moabites cruel people? Yes and no. Why yes and no? Because the Moabites believed what they believed in. Chemosh, their god of Moab. Mesha, the Moabites' leader, stood at the bay in his citadel and made to their god Chemosh his supreme sacrifice. He took his eldest son that should have reigned in his stead and offered him for a burnt offering upon the wall.
Wow. Just think for a moment, Sheik, please. Can we just think on talking about sacrificing our children? Someone said that we got to give it to our children. But let's look at how we are sacrificing our children. In chapter 3, I want somebody to read chapter 3 in the Quran. Read that too, Sheik.
Praise the
Better
Lord.
say I'll read. I'll find it. Read.
All right. And we can bring people in too. If somebody wants to
Yeah,
come in.
Mo, yes. I'd like to hear somebody
So
speak on that chapter 3, please.
want to come in, just let us know if you want to come in. And we can invite you as a guest on. And you can come in with us with Sheik Prather-EL and myself. So just let us know.
Okay.
All we have to do is just give you the link. I'll send you the link.
Okay. Come on, Mose. Come on. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to read chapter 3. You got somebody, Sheik?
No, sir. I'm still looking at the chat.
Okay. I'm reading in chapter 3, the unity, Elihu's lessons, the unity of life. And you know that this brother knew a lot about the lessons of life. And I'm going to start at chapter 3, verse 19. And it says, and yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, no power to save. This evil is a myth. These gods are made of air and clothed with the shadow of a thought. The only devil, oh, wait a minute.
That's
I
right.
apologize. Okay, I'm in verse 17 more. I apologize, Sheik.
Slow.
Started chapter 3, verse 17. It says, men seek salvation from an evil that deems a living monster of the nether world. And they have gods that are but demons in disguise, all powerful, yet full of jealousy and hate and lust, whose favors must be brought with the costly sacrifice of fruit and of the lives of birds and animals and our babies, humankind. We got to stop sacrificing our children, and we're sacrificing them for so petty, so petty, so small a thing. We're sacrificing them for practically nothing.
Slow.
We send them out there in the world, we kick them out there in the world, and the world just gobbles them up. Our babies. But that man right there, Timothy Dingley, Grand Sheik Timothy Dingley, April the 23rd, I'm going to ask all the sheiks to come out. We're going to go to here where he's laid to rest, a beautiful cemetery. I'm going to put his map and his lot number on Facebook probably tomorrow, so anybody can come out and go and visit this man. You got the brother Richardson Dingley out there. You got brother R. German Bay out there. You got Sheraton Grand Sheik Sheraton McElwood Bay out there. You got a lot of Moors that have stood long and stood strong for Moorish side, and who have children that are functioning right now amongst us.
Slow.
You know, and as a result, we're gonna go out there and give them honor, because I honor this man right here. You know, and I love him so.
Slow.
You know, he raised me in more science, and I'm here today, and I'm thankful for him today. Very thankful. The spirit of him. So that's how much of a father he has been to me. He's not here, only my dreams and visions and in his words, but he has raised me, and I'm thankful to Allah for him.
Islam.
And with that said, family, we have got to stop sacrificing our children. It says in the record, who was that brother? Misha, what was his name? Oh, Chimos.
Misha, and his god was Chemos.
Most we got to do like Jehovah did to Abraham. Oh, Satan, the devil, whispered to Abraham, said, "Man, look, put your
For
son
Isaac,
on."
sacrifice Isaac.
Yeah, Mo. Man, Abraham was just told. Jehovah had just told Abraham, "Look, man, I'm gonna make you the father of many nations. I give you the attribute of my friend, a friend of Jehovah,
Mhm.
and you're gonna be the father of many nations. Gonna come out of you." Then, first of all, Abraham prayed for Ishmael.
That's right.
So then he finds himself putting Ishmael on an altar to be
Isaac,
sacrificed.
yes.
Say it again.
Isaac.
No, no,
It
no,
was, it was
no.
Ishmael.
Yes, Mo.
Oh, my apologies.
Yes, Mo. It was Ishmael.
My apologies.
When Isaac was born, Ishmael was 14, 15, 16 years old, Mo.
Okay.
He's not the firstborn.
Islam.
Ishmael, son of Hagar, the Egyptian, is the firstborn. And he put Ishmael on the altar and was about to sacrifice him. Now, if Abraham was not full of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, if Abraham did not believe in Jehovah, if Abraham had not thought for just one moment, wait a minute, Jehovah just told me I'm going to be the father of many nations.
Hmm.
He said that if he didn't have Ishmael, that a slave was going to be born in have his inheritance. So if Abraham had not listened and thought, Sheik, if he hadn't thought about what he was about to do, he would have slayed his son.
Islam.
And this is what we have to do. When those good looking, fine, beautiful, gorgeous women looking at us and we looking at them, they looking at us, and a big pile of money sitting over there
That's right.
and all this fame and honor sitting over here, we got to think because you will be carried up on that mountain and all of these things will be up there
Hmm.
and you will be tempted. But you have got to think. You have got to think while you're on that mountain being tempted with all of this. These good looking men, these good looking women, all this. You got to think. And as a result of thinking, you be to save yourself and your family.
That's right.
But if you don't think, you're going to sacrifice them. I think about all the sacrifices that have been made, and none of the people that made the sacrifices of their children, their husband, their wives, their family, none of them has benefited. None of them have anything today, Sheik.
Hmm.
And all they sacrifice their children to the world, their mama, their daddy, and they don't have anything to show for it. That should do. My man used to say all the time, learn from the example of others what
Islam.
not to do. And those words echo in my ear almost every day, especially the one especially when I'm about to think something wrong, do something wrong, I hear because I'm not making those sacrifices, especially my children.
That's right.
We talk about that 13th revelation. We're talking about that man that coming in disguise, that's an evil in disguise, because he come to us looking good, she come to us looking good, and the only purpose is to deceive. And they want to deceive us what it is that we have. They want us to doubt. Can you imagine she doubting Allah? Can you imagine doubting the Prophet Noble Drew Ali? But you will have cold-blooded, uncut faith in me.
Slow.
She explained it. No, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to explain that one to me. You're going to doubt Allah. You're going to doubt Noble Drew Ali. You're going to doubt more scientific America. Because all this old faith in me and more than a thing I can do but go to Allah and the Prophet more side. Ain't nothing I can do for nobody.
That's
Explain
right.
that one, Chief.
It doesn't work. I think a lot of it has to do with people. Uh, how can I say it? I'm gonna say it the best way possible. I think people become sidetracked, and I think they focus so much on the individual as opposed to really focusing on the full purpose and focal point, which is Allah and the Prophet. The way we're taught in the Moorish Science Temple of America is always keep eyes on Allah and the Prophet. Don't. I'm gonna just use Grand Sheik Ronald Thornhill's analogy as he taught me. He taught those who were around me. He said, man, is the truth and falsehood and it's strangely mixed. But if you keep your eye on Allah and the Prophet, you'll never go astray. And that's what's been beneficial for me in the temple. We honor our elders, we respect our elders and those who have kept the doors of the Moorish Science Temple of America open. But we have to be very mindful, as you stated earlier, Sheik Prather-EL. When we get into the aspect of personality worship, people lose hindsight of the mission, and the mission is uplifting for all of humanity.
Mo, thank you, Sheik. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because we all have the same records, Mo.
Right.
If I fall short of anything, I got the records, man, to salvage my mind or whatever condition I find myself in. I got the resurrection book, I got the Quran, I got the questionnaire, I got humanity pamphlet, I got the Moorish literature, I got some great writings from some great Moors to salvage me.
That's right.
Therefore, I don't have to I can rely on myself.
Hmm.
And this is the one thing that our people are not doing, Mo. They're sitting making gods out of everybody, man.
That's
I
right.
mean, you sound good, and you're God.
That's right.
The record reflect, why come ye here? You have the wisdom of God. Why seek for wisdom in the hall of men?
That's right.
But we got to remember that.
That's right.
So with that said, Sheik, are there any comments or communication or questions?
Yes.
Anything?
So we have Sheik Lomax back. Well, Sheik, Deputy Sheik is joining ill. She said Islam. My wife said Islam. She's tuned in.
Praise
And
Allah.
Sheik Lomax Bay said we all have a piece of the puzzle. And I agree.
Tell Sheik Lomax Bay, you got access to the biggest piece
Right.
of the puzzle. You have access to the biggest piece
That's right.
of the puzzle.
That's right.
Supreme, we got the Supreme there, which Supreme.
That's right.
And Sheik is Deputy Sheik is Prather-EL. Thank you for this, Mo. Very much. Thank you very much for him.
Islam. And then you also have Brother Hornbuckle Bay. He says, and it was
Hornbuckle Bay.
Yes. He stated a while ago when I said you had a question in the chat. He says, well, Brother Hornbuckle Bay says, I have not seen a single fez or turban in the community other than the one I wear. And I think the brother lives in another state. He says, I have a question. Did Drew Ali tell the Moorish Americans to cease wearing their turbans and fezzes in public?
No, Mo.
Islam.
Be who you are.
Praise Allah.
We're not an order that hides this light under a bush.
That's right.
Be this blood. This go in my car. If I want to put it on, I put it on. If I don't put it on. But wear your fez, brother. Proclaim liberty throughout the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. Let the people inquire. Let them see it and inquire what it is you got on your head. And you probably are entertaining an angel that needs some guidance, that needs your guidance. This ain't a big golf cup like it was in my day. Sheik, brother, if you're living right, if you're not drinking alcohol, if you're not smoking, if you're not beating up your woman, well, I ain't saying no women, your woman, cursing, wear your fez.
Islam.
Now, I understand it. You're not wearing it if you're doing all those devilish things, and I appreciate you for you not wearing it when you're doing those devilish things. Down there doing the stomping on the floor, on the dancing and the turkey and the chicken leg and all those dances. I appreciate if you're not doing any of those things more, wear your fez.
That's right.
This is who you are. This is who you are. Wear your fez. This is you identifying yourself as who you are. You got the card in your pocket to get identified, the written word of what you have on your head, and then you have it on your head to tell the world who it is that you are.
Islam.
Wear your fez, brother. If you are not drinking, smoking, cursing, beating up your women, lusting, cussing at your children,
Right.
stealing. If you're not doing any of them things, brother, wear your fez.
That's right. He said Islam. He said thank you. Well, he said that's exactly what he thought. So he's agreeing, affirming what you stated. Islam. And then you have PBA 2509. When we were reading the Great Book of the Resurrection, page 112, it said the Book of Ruth 4:10, Islam. Islam.
Wow.
Sorry. So those are the comments we had so far. Yes.
Praise Allah, Moses. Moses, I want to thank you all, Sheik. I want to thank you for your time and allowing me to come on your Moorish Sense Channel and talk about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I just want to encourage you all to stay strong.
That's right.
The people out there hate us, but we have got to realize, Sheik, you and I have got to realize we have the truth for them people, man. We're the only people that's telling them the truth and not fleecing them, especially you good, young, moral, upright Moors. May Allah bless us all and love each other. And thank you, Mo. Oh, you got the reincarnated prophet on the wall.
Yes,
You
sir.
got the prophet. Come on, man. Yeah, Mo. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
Paying attention, Jim.
Yeah. You got a beautiful back wall, man.
Thank you. So with that being said, do you have anything else you want to add, Jess? I don't know if I cut you off.
No, Sheik, I'm good to go. I'm looking forward to P-Bay. I'm looking forward to seeing you with the fairs on. Moors, go to the nearest organization of Moorish Sense Channel of America. If things are not right or what you think they should be, still go and be at peace. Islam means peace.
That's right.
What is Islam? The very name means peace. Be at peace. Learn what it is that you can learn from wherever you go, and you're thinking that is not right according to your thinking. But sit there for those couple of hours and learn. You might get your questions answered. You might get some problems solved, and you're definitely going to get taught what to do and what not to do. Attend these meetings, Moses. I don't care where they are. If it says Moorish Sense Channel of America, that's a sign of where you are. Islam, Sheik.
Islam. Praise Allah. We have another comment from Sheik Robert Page-EL from North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Page-EL. Islam.
He said Islam SGS. Very good. Peace.
Love you too, man. Love you too. I've been following y'all on Facebook, Mo.
I've been watching the channel on Facebook as well. They have a good YouTube channel as well over there. So, Moors, if you haven't, support the Moors over there. I believe it's a Moorish Culture Network. Check their channel out as well, Islam Moors. There's a lot of good Moorish Americans out there that are putting a lot
on, man.
There. Now is the time to just support each other, and we are getting away from a lot of the misconceptions and a lot of the issues, animosities. And this is what channels like this and those other channels, one of the channels in particular I just mentioned, what we are standing for, we're standing for giving our people hope. As Sheik Prather-EL often teaches us, to give our people hope and to teach our people and guide them along the way, because somebody was there for us. So I concur with the brother Hornbuckle Bay. I think he stated early in the chat, he said, if the people don't come in, then we have to go out and get them. And he said, personally, he's going to go out. He's been going out there to get the people. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, reaching our brothers and sisters from the various different states and cities throughout the country. That's what we're going to continue to do. So with that being said, tomorrow, if you're in the Baltimore metropolitan area, we have Sunday school here in Baltimore, Maryland. We have Sunday school at Temple number 13, located at 1055 North Milton Avenue. And that's under the leadership of Grand Sheik T. Jones Bay. We also have Sunday school at 2900 Pressman Street and that's under the leadership, and that's temple number 13 too, under the leadership of Grand Sheik E. Thompson Bey. Both temples, 12 to 2, are Sunday schools. We also have temple number 13-1, which is located on Bel Air Road. And Sheik is Lomax Bay. If you're still on, can you just give us the address so we can put the address to the temple? I'm going to write it down and put it on my desk so I know when we have upcoming segments when I give you all the shout out actual address. But I believe your meetings are from 5 to 7, if I'm not mistaken, on Sundays. So that's an evening Sunday school. So if you're in Baltimore, there's no excuse why you're not attending Sunday school. You got it in the afternoon, you have it in the evening. So make your way to the Sunday school and help us make God is out of our nation. And for our brothers
Woo!
and sisters who are in the other respective cities, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, thank you, Sheik Lomax Bay. That's 3222 Bel Air Road, and it's from 5 to 7. Sunday school is from 5 to 7 under the leadership of Supreme Grand Sheik John Lomax Bay. Islam Moors. And then we also have temple number 27 under the leadership of Grand Sheik Charles Brownell. We have temple number 39, which is under the leadership, of Grand Sheik Mayadil. We also have 11-1 under the Lewis Hills Grand Sheik and Sheik Lewis Hill. We also have Troy, New York, and we also have Albany, New York as well. And that's under the joint leadership of Grand Sheik Dr. Ill as well as Grand Sheik Garrison Bay. So there are plenty of temples. And then other temples. If there are temples, there are temples throughout the land more. So if you're in Philly, check our brothers and sisters out at temple number 11, 11-1. There's no excuse, more. At this point in time, there's no excuse for our people not to be tearing down the doors of the Moorish Science Temple of America. But likewise, go out and get our people too. Go out and get our people too. And if there's not a temple in your location, you can reach us via email. There have been a lot of brothers and sisters who have been reaching our temple here in Baltimore, and we thank you. And that email address is mhthq.org@gmail.com. If you reach out to
Can
us,
you say that a little slow, please?
sure, yes,
Please.
mhthq.org. So that's Moorish Science Temple Headquarters, ORG, organization, at gmail.com. And myself and the other Moors, we are on that email and we do respond within 20 to 48 hours. We've been getting Moors from different parts of the country, the Midwest, etc., who have been reaching out, and we appreciate y'all for reaching out likewise. If you have any questions or inquiries about the 13th Revelation, which is now in print, you can get your own copy right here. The 13th Revelation, which is authored by Sheik Clarence Prather-EL. You can reach out to myself, and I can be reached at Moorish Sense Media at gmail.com, and we'll give you all the information so that we can provide you with a copy of the 13th Revelation.
She could ask you to read that inside. What do you call it? The
preface, right here in the inside, right?
the handwriting. Yes.
So,
Yes.
13th Revelation, copyright 2018, Sheik Clarence Prather-EL, the Moorish Science Temple of America, in all rights reserved. This pamphlet does not contain elementary teachings of Moorish science. Consult the professor, the author, Clarence Prather-EL. So,
Thank you, Sheik.
you're welcome. So with that being said, if there aren't any more questions or comments, and if you have any, you can check the playback again. We're going to conclude our segment, this third segment of the 13th Revelation. And Sheik Clarence Prather-EL, would you do the honor of leading us out with the Moorish American prayer?
Islam,
Islam,
Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
Father of the universe,
the Father of love,
Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah
Allah
is my protector,
is my protector,
my guide,
my guide,
and my salvation,
my salvation,
by night
by night
and by day,
and by day,
through his holy prophet,
through his holy prophet,
noble,
noble,
true
Drew,
Ali.
Ali.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Sheik.
Islam. Thank you.
Thank you, my friends and visitors, for joining in, Mo.
That's right.
Next time, please give some input. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. Peace and love, brothers and sisters. We'll see you soon.